people say, you're walking in your mom's footsteps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm trying to walk in Jesus' footsteps.
Yeah. Michelle, when she was just little, they would just every day listen to
Yep.
Marilyn's program. He allowed himself to be interrupted by a woman with issues. I just wanted them to follow the Lord.
Right.
I want them to know the Lord.
And I remember this mentor said to me, well, if you can't get these basic things right, Sarah, why am I wasting my time with you?
Your legacy is determined by how you do it.
Are we going? We are going. That's great.
I'm interviewing you.
I'm on the other side of this, always like, Sue, tell me, Greg.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling?
Well, I love your daughter. She just reminds me of you.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really cool. She's way
Oh.
smarter. She's way better with people.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, well, she's definitely got a gift.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
no
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, but she's learned from the best too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
No, I mean you could tell she's
Mm-hmm.
learned some things from you.
Mm-hmm. And how do you see it play out, like with your kids? Because I think it's interesting to look at our kids and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Well, the thing is with each of my kids, I don't want them to do what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. I don't want them to like pastor or whatever, but I've got a couple of them that are really, one's really strong. My oldest is really strong in business, and I was in business. My daughter is just a people person, and then she does all kinds of interior design, and she's a hospitality person. I mean, she designs our homes, and it's just awesome. My youngest son is a worship leader, and he's a preacher too, but he's a worship leader of a large church in Katy. And my second son really he's a teacher, but he's also behind the scenes. He produces my TV program. In fact, he's Andrew Womack's daily television producer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he really is a good communicator, and he thinks a lot like me. So, but I didn't want them to. I don't know how it was with you guys, but I just wanted them to follow the Lord.
Right.
I want them to know the Lord. Our vision for our children is that they would know the Lord intimately.
Yep.
Hear His voice and just fulfill His will.
Yep.
Not my will.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I find that to be the same. People say, you're walking in your mom's footsteps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm trying to walk in Jesus' footsteps,
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong against my mom. I'm not like, but I'm not trying to be a clone.
Yeah.
Any more than you want your kids to be a clone.
We all glean from someone, right? I mean, man, I was raised up with under John Osteen's ministry, and you knew he and Doty, and then Kenneth Hagin, and them connected with Bob Nichols, who was a really good.
Yeah.
You and his daughter were really, Janet were really close, and then Andrew Womack and Jack Hayford. I just love Jack Hayford.
Yeah.
And by the way, Marilyn Hickey.
Yeah.
No, I'm not just saying that. We love, Janice used to just, she would listen to the radio program, and Michelle, when she was just little, they would just every day listen to Marilyn's program.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could take you to the house where she would tape all of them. And we had to don't flush the toilet because, then they'd hear it on the radio, right?
My TV program is actually in our studio's in our house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do with what you have, right? But we're not clones of anybody, but we can certainly learn best practices, or really 50% of what we learn is what to avoid.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's so important, because I think people look for like, ooh, who could I emulate?
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, you can learn maybe even more from bad examples, right?
Yeah, it's like, people that have ministers that have fallen morally, and it just had terrible moral failures, but really good. I mean, they had good hearts. But what some of the things you learn is, some of them weren't accountable once they got really so famous. They weren't accountable to anybody, and then some of them got too focused on money or whatever. So you learn from that and say, hey, I don't want to disappoint Jesus.
Right.
I don't want to hurt my family. I don't want to hurt the body of Christ, right?
Yeah.
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 My dad always said it was the 3 G's. God, glory, gold.
Yeah.
No. God, God and glory were probably the same. God, glory, girls. That's what my dad always said.
Yeah, Kenneth Hagin, you say gold. You've got to watch out for the 3 Ds: gold, girls, and glory.
Yeah.
Or if you're a girl, gold guys and glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad probably stole it from Kenneth Hagin.
Well,
'Cause
maybe
he liked
maybe Kenneth Hagin got it from your dad.
I don't know. But that was kind of
Yeah.
the thing. You watch out for those things. And
Yeah.
but I also those are things to avoid,
Yeah.
of course. But I also think there's things to run into.
Yeah.
And to be the avoiders and the attractors, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Avoid the 3 G's, but be attracted to Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesus. But then people who are, that's what I love about coming here. I mean, and in fact, you come to Charis Bible College and you're one of the favorite teachers, Sarah, of the students. Yes.
That's crazy.
Well,
I love going there, right?
Well, we take surveys, but it's because you're so transparent.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things we want to run into.
Yeah.
Is transparency. That's Jesus, right?
Yeah.
He was very transparent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very authentic.
Mm-hmm.
He was willing to be interrupted.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
On the way, a very important assignment, Jairus's house. He was a great, influential person, and he allowed himself to be interrupted by a woman with issues.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And he left all the applause and all the accolades and all that to go across the sea to meet a lunatic.
Yeah.
A crazy, naked lunatic, raving, and slashing him. I mean, cutting. When cutting was, before cutting was a thing, this dude was cutting.
Yeah.
And he left all of it.
He did.
Talk about transparent.
Yeah. Just listening to the Lord and following His assignment instead of just what makes us look good or what's going to build our mailing list or whatever. It's not the great thing that we do that we're going to stand before the Lord about. It's what kind of thing.
Good and faithful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done, my good and faithful.
Yeah. And when I stand before the Lord, I want to hear well done. I don't want to hear well.
What'd you do?
Yeah. What'd you do with what I gave you? And how, Nick Saban, I haven't really followed him that much. He was a great coach, but he said you're going to be known by your accomplishments, but he said your legacy is determined by how you do it. Yeah, you're going to be acknowledged by people and get accolades, and be your reputation.
Yeah,
is going to be by what you accomplish, but your legacy is really how you do it.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting
how you treat people along the way.
Yeah,
how do you treat your cameraman?
Right.
How do you treat people at the door? How do you treat? Really, the character of somebody is really determined by how they treat people that can't do anything for them.
Right.
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 Yeah, and man, I want people to see Jesus in me. That's if I haven't done that, I've failed. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just be religious.
No. Well, be kind.
Yeah.
I mean, just be kind.
Yeah.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, tip the waitress double or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to leave them a tract or anything. Just be nice. Be kind, be generous.
Common courtesy.
Yeah.
Somebody's got their blinker on, let them in instead of speeding up.
Yeah, just, you're believing God for the parking spot, right? at the mall or the grocery store.
Yeah.
And praise God, I found my parking spot, and you just pull in front of somebody and they bless you out real good, No, just let them have the parking spot. It's not going to hurt you to walk 50 more feet but it's just how do we treat people.
And not only that, I think it's how we treat people when they're not good to us.
Yeah, that's a good point
or
right there.
when we disagree with them,
Yeah,
be that theologically,
yeah,
or even if it's like somebody who doesn't believe,
yeah,
like a Hindu or an agnostic
yeah.
or a Muslim or an atheist.
Right.
I mean, okay, they don't agree with what I think and what I believe, but does that mean I need to be cruel and mean and hostile and condemning? Shame on you. No.
No. Well, you can disagree without being disagreeable, and I've got a friend of mine right now that has gotten off doctrinally on some things, but I'm not going to write him off my list. I'm going to keep praying for him, love him, and I'm reaching out to him right now. He's in another country, but I care about our relationship, and just tell me why. Why are you embracing this weird doctrine, right?
Yeah.
And show that people want to know that you care about them.
Yeah, but I found too, I'm just going to walk with people regardless of what they're doing, what they're going through.
Yeah.
If they don't believe, they do believe. I'm not going to like sever a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm going to, because people are important.
Yeah.
We say it, but then we make our theology a higher priority.
Yeah, Jesus said people are going to know we're his disciples in John 13 by how we love one another, not how we love them.
Yeah.
And so how do you deal with your sandpaper person?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm talking
about?
Yeah,
I do. People that rub you the wrong way. It's sandpaper. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's the high grit and not just the fine sandpaper.
I'm telling you. And and how we respond to them.
Mm-hmm.
You overcome evil with good.
Yep.
Send them a lot of Starbucks cards. If you start getting a bunch of Starbucks cards.
Right, exactly. Something's going on.
You might be somebody else's sandpaper person.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But yeah, it's just that's what don't tell me you're walking in love and then you're not, you're praying for God to get that person out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
When Jesus is interceding at the right hand of the Father, that he could get himself through you to that person.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. I remember I had a person that was a mentor in my life.
Yeah.
And I was kind of going through a difficult time. And I mean, I'm not talking like when I'm in my teens. I'm talking in the last 10 years or whatever. And I was going through a difficult time, and I was talking to this mentor, and I was just kind of expressing, being honest, like, hey, I'm struggling with, have some questions, and some issues.
Yeah.
And I remember this mentor said to me, well, if you can't get these basic things right, Sarah, why am I wasting my time with you?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
right. And so, and I wasn't in a good place. And so I was like, yeah, why are you? Yeah. We probably just need to wrap this up and move on.
Yeah. Right.
And I was like, you claim to be this amazing, Bible scholar and all this stuff, but love, you kind of missed the plot there.
I'm telling you.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And then how do we respond to those?
Yep.
Because we're going to go through that.
Yep.
And it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny that it hurts. But you got to have those people in your life that you can go to that'll love you. It's Jesus with grace and truth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're a mentor or a person it's just truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, truth without grace is mean.
Mm.
But grace without truth is meaningless.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you need both.
Yep.
And that somebody will believe in you, but tell you that straight up. But that if somebody's hurting, that's not the right thing to say. Just hey, I'm praying for you. Weep with those that weep, and then when they're in a place, you can give them counsel.
Yeah.
Give them counsel. But if they don't receive it, you still love them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can disagree without being disagreeable.
Yeah.
I love it.
Somebody said that. Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for watching, listening. Make sure, hello, subscribe and hit the notification bell right there. Keep you posted with new content. I'm trying to come up with a joke. Sometimes if I come up with jokes, it's a bad idea. So maybe I'll spare you that torture, and you can find the joke reels and a compilation of jokes on all the other stuff. So.
And I've got a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your joke?
Yeah. So an invisible man married an invisible woman.
Yeah.
And their kids ain't much to look at either.
I like that. Thanks again for watching and listening.